Hello everyone and welcome back to Panzer Strategy. Once again I'm here with the next mission, which is Leningrad Assault. I already fiddled a bit with the HQ experience and my prestige points, and yeah, I'm pretty much good to go almost. I upgraded over strength pretty much all my units, got most of them at least to nearly all of them to 2 stars already, except for, well, maybe this one's Panzer 3. Besides that, I don't have any extra units that I can purchase except for this, but I'm not going to do that. And yeah, we're pretty much almost set to go. I have my HQ experience. We get 7 command points per turn. There's just one thing that I want to do, and that is I want to go and purchase. Where are we? Here we are. I could go for the 88. Yeah, that's probably pretty decent. I mean, I have the choice between these and these, but I do want to have a bunker buster, I guess. So the difference between either of these two, I mean, Fort Destroyer is pretty decent. All right, let's buy an 88mm flak for this mission as well. And I will, I mean, I can't upgrade it, but I can change the equipment, and I will. So give it much better movement by getting this unit. Yeah, I should be buying the 251 for +2 movement points. I got a bit wrong there. Besides that, I could just give it some of those free extra guns, but let's just see here though, because I think maybe with the ammo we might want to switch that up. Give it a little bit extra to at least have it have 5, and then indeed I could just go and use one of these things. I do have a few more of those to hand out. I also want to at the very least have, let's see, you have sappers at the moment, but I actually want to switch that up to flamethrowers. And my recon, if I'm not mistaken, they already both have sappers, right? Yeah. So the recon can remove minefields, and I have the pioneers ready with flamethrowers for this mission indeed. Yeah, that should work pretty good. And let's just see where we might still be able to dish out some of those free guns. I mean, there are just a few that I can hand out here, and I can just as quickly take them away as I'm giving them out. So I might just as well just spread them around for a bit. Yeah, all right, we're done here, I think. These guys have been set. They're forward observers together with the recon and the artillery combo. That's nice. I do have 6 artillery pieces. That's decent. Yep, I'm already in set. I'll get 6 command points per turn, which should be enough. And indeed, this is all fine. Let's see what these guys have to say about the upcoming offensive against Leningrad.
While Army Group Center has suspended the offensive, it's time to start the occupation of Leningrad. Storming of the city is not going to be easy, but we must comply with the orders of our Führer.
Yeah, pretty much.
The victory near Kiev is our major tactical success. The Russians lost most of their army and a major part of Ukraine. I think if we were to attack Moscow, our enemy would simply not be able to defend itself. I hope that the storming of Leningrad will not delay us too much on the way to the Russian capital.
Leningrad is the base of the Soviet Baltic Fleet. It is clear that when we storm the city, our units will fall under the deadly fire of ship artillery. Firstly, it is necessary to neutralize the enemy ships, so we can only use our aviation and naval forces. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty tough one. Let's just see what the Fuhrer has to say about this one as well. We don't get any points after the Battle of Kiev or any global effects. Yeah, so pretty much everything is still the same. Let's get started here.
Leningrad, the Bolsheviks' nest. From it, the poison has been spreading to the Baltic Sea for far too long. It must disappear from the face of the earth. Asians and Bolsheviks will be expelled from Europe. The 250-year period of Asians will go to oblivion.
The city is rather well fortified. While we were engaged in the occupation of Kiev, the Soviets did not lose any time. And the support of the defense will be minimal?
The great German nation is the engine of the new world's order. The German soldier is the basis of the Reich. He will have the honor to erase the memories of the cradle of Bolshevism from the face of this earth.
I'm afraid that we will not be able to take the city by surprise. This is one of those cities which the Russians will fight tooth and nail for.
So break it then. Even if you have to burn the whole city down, go and do not come back without a victory.
And a victory we shall give him. At least let's hope so. We should be able to get a victory here. Let's just see what the briefing has to say first.
General Staff to the Commander of the Operation. Before the occupation of Moscow, one of the main goals of the Barbarossa Plan is the seizure of Leningrad. The attack on the city will be conducted by the Army Group North from the south, and Finnish units from the north. In the meantime, our troops have almost cut Leningrad off from the rest of the USSR. The enemy has only one way of communication, through Schlisselburg. After we seize it with our troops, the supply of ammo and fuel to Leningrad will be completely blocked. Also, during the assault, it is necessary to occupy these key strategic points. The Smolny Palace, here's where the headquarters of Leningrad defense are located. Kirov plant, at the moment it continues to produce the KV-1 heavy tanks for the defense of the city. You need to stop this production as soon as possible. Airfield's commandant, Gorsky, Smolny, Baltic Station, and the Ladoga Railroad Station, Vasilyevsky Island, Leningrad Naval Base, the village of Sevoloshsky. Leningrad is the most important USSR naval base in the Baltic, and it was turned into a fortress by the Bolsheviks. The defense of the city was strengthened by armored trains, as well as the shipborne artillery of destroyers that entered the Neva. From the Gulf of Finland, Leningrad covers the port of Kronstadt. It does not directly affect the defense of the city from land, but it is the base of the Baltic Fleet. Find an opportunity to seize Kronstadt. Its loss will deprive the Soviet fleet of access to the open sea and improve the strategic situation in the Baltic for us. The artillery of Kronstadt and Fort Krasnaya Gorka impedes the entry of our forces into the Gulf of Finland. If you manage to neutralize these weapons, Kriegsmarine ships will be able to approach Leningrad and provide support with their artillery by bombarding the city. The strategic situation dictates the need to take over Leningrad in the shortest time possible. Very soon, the main forces of the Wehrmacht will be needed in the direction of Moscow. Generalstabschef des Heeres, Generaloberst Franz Halder.
Well, that was a pretty long text and briefing. So we are here in the assault on Leningrad, which is the first of the 3 objectives for the Barbarossa plan, or at the very least, if we take into account the objectives of Leningrad, Moscow, and Rostov, or the Caucasus oil fields. It doesn't matter. Either way, this is the primary target in the north, and I'm going to be talking about my strategy here first. So, we will be directing the assault from 3 different positions. One in the west, one in the south, and from over here. And my forces will primarily be split into 4 forces. Which does sound a bit weird, but it will be. So we have these forces here, which will form one group, the forces down here, which will form a second group, and then the forces here, which is a third group, but will still be split into 2 individual smaller groups. The objective of this group is to defeat the Soviet forces here, then move up north towards Mga, and capture Schliesselburg. After that particular group has captured Schliesselburg, they will move towards Kuzminka and the polygon of the Kirov plant over here, and try to take those positions. Afterwards, storm Leningrad from the east, because moving north will take pretty long, but that's what they are going to do. The force that is here, so the second small group from the east, is going to attack Kolpino, try to rush the city, cross the Izora River, and then join up with the rest of the forces for an assault on Leningrad from the south. The forces down here will primarily head up north, trying to overwhelm the Soviet positions, which are near this small depot, and near Krasnogvardeysk. I'm really butchering these names. That's okay, but they will cross the Izora River as well and move upon Strasanaya and then assault Leningrad from the south. Then the forces which are in this side, they will pretty much also break up into 2 parts. One part will try to clear the Soviet forces through these forests. Another group will move up north, move pretty much towards Oranienbaum, and then head east in order to take Leningrad, head west in order to destroy the forts, and I will primarily use my air force to try and destroy all the Soviet forces around Kronstadt and their naval forces. That's where most of my bombers will go to, because I need to clear that area so that we can land the paratroopers there that we have here and take over Kronstadt for those secondary objectives. Moreover, we have several Finnish forces up here in the north. I have 3 infantry divisions, but they are currently blocked by mines and bunkers that are not yet visible, such as here. This is a bunker most likely, or mines. Well, either way, we have quite a few Finnish forces that I actually want to use to break through and take positions such as these depots around here. And I want them to move around to potentially take over more territory. However, the problem here is that the Soviets have bunkers everywhere. My infantry is not able to deal with those bunkers. So I need to clear those bunkers with bombers in order to pave the way for the infantry to break through, take those territories up here, take some of those territories up here, and gain a little bit more prestige. I need the Finnish forces to reach all the way up north to take over these depots, because they are simply too far for my forces down south in order to take. Once the primary forces down in the south have broken through the initial defenses, taken over places such as Oranienbaum, we're ready for the assault on Leningrad. Pretty much I'm going to need the artillery for that, because they will be my primary assault ability in the beginning. Especially the enemy has a lot of artillery over in the south, and we need to break the enemy artillery before we are able to get in there with our infantry and with the tanks. So we will also gain some additional artillery pieces, which are 21mm guns, which have a higher range, and we can use those for counter battery fire in order to take down the enemy artillery when they're firing upon me and cause heavy damage to their artillery, and this way paved the way for us to start moving into the city and attacking them. With the infantry, we should be able to break the Soviets inside all of these houses. They have many units, but I think we can take them down. Alright, now that we have our strategy underway, I'm gonna deploy my unit. So we already have a SIG over here, so I am going to deploy two. Well, actually, the problem is that for each of these three groups, I have 2 artillery available. This one already has 1 artillery, but I want to give them a second one. Out here, I'm going to give them the 14 strength artillery, because they will only be getting 1. This group will be getting 2 artillery, so I'll be giving them the 12 strength artillery as well. The middle group will also gain 2 artillery. Again, they already have a SIG, so they will be yeah, they have a Stug, and these guys don't have any other artillery pieces, I believe. Yeah, so these guys will definitely be getting 1 Toad and 1 yeah, 1 Toad and 1 SIG. And then down here I will also have 1 Toad and 1 SIG 2. Okay. As for the infantry, they will also be divided amongst all 3 groups. I will place these pioneers over in here, this group, for them. In the center, I will also place infantry. My pioneers can walk a little less far, so I do need to have the correct placement here. They are going up front in that area. As for anti-aircraft guns, I do have the 88mm flak here. I also want to place 1 flak over in this region. Also because the flak will be dealing with bunkers that they have in this area, which I really need, I think. Now we still have some anti-aircraft guns. I will at the very least have 1 down here, and I will have 1 anti-aircraft gun over in the most northern group as well, although they might not need it as much as other groups, but we'll see. Let's see though, because do you have multiple support? Yes, they do. Okay, that's great then. Then I don't need to worry that much indeed. Alright, that leaves us with the rest. We already have 1 recon down there, but we have no recon in the middle group. We have no recon here. Then I do have a recon up on that part, but again I also want to have a recon here, so each of our groups has a recon. Then afterwards we have a total of 2, 4, 6, 8 tanks, which means that each group is going to get 2 tanks from me. Let's actually place you a little bit more to the back. Yeah, each group will get 2 tanks. This is going to be one of the lighter groups, so they're going to get some weaker tanks. Over in the center here, I think I will give them 1 of these, and let's see, because this one is primarily used against tanks, and this one is primarily used against, well, quite a lot. This is infantry. Alright, let's give them the... Alright, that's strange. I shouldn't be able to deploy that there, I think. Let's see though. Yeah, let's deploy you out here. Then this here group will also get one of these and Panzer 3H, and then I will have this group take the command vehicle and the KV, and they will also get the AT gun. As for fighters, we don't have an airfield in here, so the Air Force will be divided. I will definitely at least place one bomber here and one of the Junkers 88s to support that particular region, and I guess 2 fighters. Yeah, let's deploy 3 fighters out here. And I will deploy 2 fighters up here together with these bombers. Okay, I will have to deploy another bomber over in this sector. And let's just place them a little bit further. Alright, we're set to go then. All forces have been deployed. Let's get started. Now, they already said during the briefing that the enemy will have a couple of armor trains. So those armor trains are primarily going to be a problem during the very first turn. So we do want to be careful to eliminate those, or at least have some good protection against them on that very first turn. So they have an AT gun here together with some infantry. So what I will do, I mean, these, yeah, they could move into those woods there. That would actually be a very good tactic. Like I said, in order to protect against those enemy units. Let's move a bit forward in order to get a bit more damage out of my units here. So I'm quite sure that if I move this infantry and attack, that's a pretty poor attack though. Okay, I think if I just attack... Oh, I would have to move already. Okay, this is also forest. So move in here. Shell the AT gun. Move in the infantry. Attack. Then use this artillery onto that infantry. Yeah, let's just use regular guns. Excellent. Take over this. Make them surrender, get some intelligence. So 2 of the bunkers. I'm not going to try and cross the river here and get there immediately because I need to get up to Schlesselburg anyway. But this does give me at least good information also about the defensive position at Colpino. With those artillery pieces set, I still would rather keep most of my units in a good defensive position. Again, mostly because I'm afraid of the enemy trains. Now, because they'll be blocked, I think we'll be fine just moving out there with these guys. And I also think I'll be fine just moving in here. Yeah. So over on this location, the enemy might also come up with some trains, but we'll see about that. Let's just get the recon out here first. Just see what the enemy has to offer. Things will be a little bit tougher in this region because we have only one artillery. But I still might be able to deal pretty decent damage against some of these enemy units. For example, here. Wow. That was a rather unfortunate roll, I suppose. Yeah, let's move in here anyway. Make them surrender. Yeah, that attack is no good. So let's destroy them. And I'm not overly worried about those guys. Especially because we have the artillery. Let's at the very least take the depot here. So they have BT7, some minefields and some other stuff. Luckily we can clear those. So I'm fine with getting right next to the building because I do have artillery fire from those guys. And these will provide anti-aircraft fire. Should have moved in here and attacked though. Well, I might need that extra ammunition. We'll see. Then over here. I think pretty much the first thing that I want to do here is just use some aviation recon to spot what they have in this region. Okay. That's pretty clear. This artillery has a range of 4, and then they don't have any more artillery in this section. Yeah, exactly. So if I move in here, shell these guys first, then with the Panzer IIIH I should be able to move in there and just attack. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. So moving in here would also allow me to attack the AT gun. Because I need to get a unit here in order to attack the anti-aircraft gun, but moving in here will make me take some damage from something. So that's a bit odd. I guess what I need to do is just call in an airstrike and just do that from this position like that. And they should be out of ammo now. Yeah, indeed they are. Okay. They probably have an anti-aircraft here too, which can move for a total of 1 hex. So it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they shouldn't be able to assist on any bombing runs over this location. But I really only need 1 bomber to deal with this bunker. And move back. Because now you can go in here. Oh, they already... Oh, that's 4 hexes? Oh, right. So how much damage did I take? None? Yeah, none. And these guys only support once, so they already lost their support. That's good. I don't need to destroy these bunkers. But this is primarily about being able to move ahead as much as possible. Let's just go in here and attack this bunker, because the bunker doesn't have any attack back. So I might just as well. You guys can't assault anything while moving forward, at least not during this turn. Because if I attack them here, okay, that seems to work. Yeah, that's good. Paving the way for at least some of my other troops to attack this thing. The real question is, do I want to move even further in order to take that down? That only works if I have artillery support, which I currently don't, because my artillery doesn't reach that far. So they would be in a bit of a pickle, and I wouldn't like that. Let's actually also do an aviation recon out here. Because I'm quite sure they do have anti-aircraft. And if I then bomb over in this section, it would allow me to destroy those, or primarily destroy those forces and take the I-16. Potentially as well. I can't do a whole lot about that artillery unless I bomb it, and I would like to do that. So the best thing this artillery can do is move out in here and just attack the unit that is in that city, dealing an unknown amount of damage, while I move forward with the infantry. And yeah, they have flamethrowers, they're not sappers. These guys though can still clear the mines even after they attacked. Which at least provides some supply then through the city. That's nice. And these guys have a range of 5 in totals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they should be able to cover all of my air units. I mean, they can't get all the way out there, but at the very least this works. But I'm going to think about what I'm going to do over in that center section just a little bit later. First of all, let's also try to deal with everything around here. So I need some infantry or some artillery in order to deal damage to whatever that is. I'm gonna use incendiaries to deal more damage while I can't see what it is. And unfortunately, I didn't get them. Now, secretly, I was expecting to take that down, but I guess I didn't. Let's just move in there. Attack with the Stug. And we can at least take over the medium depot in the next turn with them. That's not that bad. Let's start by moving one hex here to see just about what the general situation is. We do have a second artillery. But I don't think I want to use it there. Let's just move up. And attack the AT gun. And I can move one hex further. And make it surrender. Still have one movement. I probably don't want to use that on the infantry. In fact, I think I would rather shell the infantry from here. And again, I don't want to use the incendiary bombs at the moment because I think they'll be put to better use later on. They are decent, but I don't know whether I can trust. My biggest concern here is units such as the BT-7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're still way too far, at the very least, from DC, so the enemy won't be able to damage me that way. Let's move you out here. We also have to worry about this flank, although the likelihood that they'll come from this side is very small. They probably only have these bunkers here. Let's just move in here for the supply. Also, I think destroying that bunker does really help. Quite well. Okay, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot here except that bunker and those guys. So I think that by moving over onto this side, it will probably protect those artillery pieces from any danger. And I can use the AT to protect more of them. So, with that done, I haven't used most of my bombers, which is fine. I do want to clear out this particular area. I think the way to do it again is by using an airstrike. Nope. Wow. Well, that was messed up because I was supposed to bomb them like this and clear out the artillery, but that's not gonna work now. So I have to do something else, I suppose. Then gonna use altitude here, move in here, destroy that. So that's probably going to cost me some damage on one of my bombers. This is a double attack bomber. So I'd rather not use them specifically there. I need to take a look because you have only, yeah, you have multiple support. Okay, that's what I needed to know. So first of all, I will use this bomber, and oh no, they will get damage, of course. Is it better to use one of the 88 or the Junkers 88s down here? I think it is, probably. Let's go up here, bomb them. Luckily, I still didn't take any damage. Move in here. Then I'll use this tactical bomber to destroy the artillery. And I'll use this tactical bomber first off. Let's get some incendiaries. Attack there. Move in here. Bomb them. And then move into the safety of the fighter. So that's not bad, clearing out those regions. I need to use one of these guys. You have more ammo. I will attack the structure here and then move in here. It doesn't really matter that much, but any damage is better than no damage. So then we still have quite a few of the guys over here. And I need to get the paratroopers to airfields again later. So what I'll just do here is just get these guys to disembark on this hex, immediately take it. And I don't think I need to do anything around these forests, so I'll just start moving them up. Just the most important thing is actually taking that, I think. And I suppose they will likely have another anti-aircraft over here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I would need to be careful then not to venture out too far. And the way to do that is just like this. You have multiple support too. I think any fighter with 13 strength would have it. I'm still going to use... oh yeah, you can't activate altitude anymore. You can't activate altitude either. You will, and the question is, where am I going to land these? I could try to get in there, attack these guys, take the airfield, but I'm a bit afraid of the extra forces that they have around there. So that would be a tad much. I don't really like that idea. But using the paratroopers up here might be a bit too dangerous. Especially on the first turn. I'll just move you here and keep them closely connected to the fighter. For now. Okay, Finnish forces. They can move forward. These guys do have sappers. But they'll be attacked by the bunkers. I think, at least. That's how it works. They would, yeah. They get 2 attacks on them. But then they don't take any damage? That's strange. Okay. I guess that means I cleared those mines. That's odd. Okay. Let's keep moving, and let's move you up for a bit. Just for now. Okay, you could technically move, but I'm not going to. Same for these. I already said I'm gonna leave these guys too. Okay, I think probably it's a good idea to get these fighters over to these groups, even though they do have anti-aircraft guns. If the enemy gets fighters there, I do need to be able to destroy them, and there is an airfield there. So I do have the potential to take them down. I'll just move out there and end the first turn. Actually, I can still level up these. Let's just give them an extra slot. And no other units can be upgraded at this moment. So let's end the dreadful first turn. As usual, that's always a nightmare. Because the enemy always hits hardest on the first turn. Because they always give it all they got. Their trains, etc. Yeah. So I got some support first. Dealing good damage. So they're still able to hit my artillery pretty bad. And that's what I was talking about. And artillery here too against the guys out there. This time the support did more damage against something. Destroyed that armor train. Lots of anti-air. And it was hard to see what happened there. One more armor train here trying to attack the tank. They did succeed dealing 1 damage, but they destroyed themselves in the process. I don't know what happened up there. I don't think one of my units got lost, but it's hard to see there. I think maybe my fighter attacked that enemy fighter. I'm gonna take a look at the logs.
The command has decided to send our new 17-centimeter high-power cannons to you. Use them for counter-battery combat and destroy enemy fortifications.
Yes. The screen. Can I check somewhere how many units I destroyed? Certainly I don't want to do that. This is just a regular menu. Command points. No, I don't think I can see how many units I destroyed or they destroyed. I didn't have anything around there. So I think we're good. Yeah, I think so. At any rate, the enemy did some damage against the artillery here. And repairing them is not an option, at least, because of the supply situation. I might be able to repair them in a bit, but I think it's good at the very least. Though we took a little bit less damage there. Like I said, I'm gonna head up north, so certainly let's move the recon up there first. And I don't think they'll be coming at me with another armor train, because the armor trains can move so much. They have like 16 or 20 movement. They would always be able to reach me in the first turn, so I would think they would send out all of their armor trains to finish me off on that first turn here. That's at least what I think. And I didn't get any supplies out here, unfortunately, but I will get them in due time. And they'll probably have some units out there, but not in the swamps itself. So I'll just move ahead without too much of a worry, I think. Out here, I don't think they'll be performing some kind of flanking attack. That seems highly unlikely. Yeah, that's slightly closer. It's easier to get through the path here. Yeah, so they're going to move towards Muga already on this turn. Pretty decent. These guys have it a little bit rougher. I don't need that fighter around here, by the way, now. Use incendiaries, because in the building they're always a bit tougher. And let's move ahead with the recon just one by one. They have some pretty heavy positions. And quite a few units too. Well, so this is probably a bunker, or so I think. I'm gonna have to get through here at some point. Not this turn. For sure. But let's move my units in such a way that I can potentially attack either of those positions. I might take a little bit of damage, but I want to get through there relatively quickly. And I also want to position myself in such a way that I can use the 88s on the next turn to attack these fortifications. So I'm going to place them here, even though they don't provide air cover at this point. The enemy probably has some anti-aircraft gun around that position. So if I just use the fighter to cover at least these guys, I'm already good. I don't really need them to block this, even though that's also clear. I think the enemy is much less likely to be able to deal a lot of damage there. Okay, so I do need to use a fighter to finish off the illusion. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Let's just deal with the flanks first. I'm definitely getting or moving the recon over to this position first and foremost. So they have a KV here. That means that I'm probably going to have to draw heavy anti-aircraft fire from this region already in order to bomb this. They will likely have anti-aircraft here, maybe here, and they have their their naval units too. So let's go for aviation recon and place that recon in such a way that it will likely draw enemy fire from multiple locations if they have it. Okay, so there we are. That's the second one. That's probably all the anti-aircraft that they have. This one will probably not have multiple support, but I still want to launch an airstrike like this in order to drain this one. Oh, okay, they can support from there. Well, that's why it's good that I'm doing it like this. Very well. I'm a bit concerned about these, though. The problem is that if I get a bomber out there... Well, actually, I definitely should. These guys can only attack once this turn. But I'm quite confident that I should be using incendiaries. Move them out here. And use the most powerful AA that I have in order to finish off the anti-aircraft up there. So that is removed, at least as a threat. Next up, I need to use this bomber, which is also very far away, in order to attack the KV. That one will get destroyed. And I'll move my... Well, not yet move these guys. No real need to. Fair enough. So the enemy has some artillery, and this artillery is unable to attack my heavy guns, which makes it excellent for this tank to move out here, draw in their fire. Can't really do anything. It's probably an overrun. That's my guess. Yeah. So that will allow me to move in the heavy tank to here and attack again. Causing an overrun. I can't move in there, unfortunately. These guys were actually able to attack. They sort of heavier artillery than the one that we have here. Well, that worked out quite well, I would say. Now, with that done, first of all, let's get these back to an airfield, and I'm going to move these guys up through this way. So if the enemy has ships, they probably have a range of 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They wouldn't be able to reach the artillery out in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So up till here. So I can take the small depot with the AT gun. And that shouldn't cause any trouble. And since I'll probably go after whatever navy they have on the next turn, because they can already move at least with one unit in here and attack the air unit, I should try to remain safe. And I think the best way to do that is just to back up a bit. So not to overextend myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just move in here and protect myself. I'm not looking to deal damage on this turn already anyway. Okay, so I can still attack this bunker then. No line of fire. How they accomplish that is beyond me. Alright, so no line of fire from there. I still have this infantry to move, but I want to take a quick peek around this area first. I know that I'm doing a lot of stuff. It looks like I'm doing it mixed, but let's attack these. And unfortunately that didn't wipe them out. I will definitely attack this way, make them surrender. They don't have the movement. And it seems like they would have a bit of a trouble with this. And that's a problem because I would move the infantry forward this way. And I would like to cross as well. Now, I think that if we take this depot as well, we should probably... you have good... Oh no, I want to move these guys in a different location. Alright, let's just attack here another time then. Okay, let's get that recon out there. You move up here. Shell the AT gun. Then I can move the Panzer IIIH Move in here. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, you guys can move through here now. I'm still a bit reluctant to get across immediately. Although it seems to be fine for now. Let's do that. Because also that will allow me to move up the infantry 4 hexes. Destroy those units in the house, because I already suspected they would be pretty weak at that point. And I'll start moving at some of these. So first of all, I definitely need to use a fighter to finish off the illusion. And I also need to use a bomber. Unfortunately, well, do I? Yeah, I kinda do. Because the problem is that the T-60 is gonna attack there the next turn otherwise. On the artillery. And that would be pretty bad. So whatever enemy this is, it's pretty much stuck now. I do need to see how many bombers I still have. There are 2 bombers that I have free here, which can attack at the very least this artillery, which is why I need to bomb the anti-aircraft. So those are pretty much my 2 targets. Yeah. So then I would move you here. Use you to destroy that. Move in here. Use this 88 to attack the anti-aircraft. And they'll remain stationary. And I'll be able to put this fighter up in here. And they are able to provide cover for all 3 of them. Good. Very good. So we got that covered. And if I want to provide coverage for both of these bombers, I'm probably just best off. Oh, these are both units that can still move, huh? Let's move in here, do that. Or at least, yeah, this is a unit that can still move, so I need to take that down. Definitely getting the artillery up out there. And one on the bridge. These tanks will take the front. So they should be good to go. Now the recon has enough movement to move forward a bit. This will pick it to 2 and then back. No, let's just stay out here. These heavy artillery pieces, definitely one of them moving through here. The other one, I don't think moving through here is that great, although, yeah, exactly. If they have mines there, there will be a serious problem, because I wouldn't be able to clear them without any units. Attacking these is fine. So they're down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It wouldn't be an issue if I move infantry here around that. Ah, yes, the Finnish forces. So I wonder whether they would have a bunker up here. I guess they do. Well, the thing is, advancing through the actual bunker is a bit of a problem, and I think that, yeah, it's unclear how much damage I would do. Maybe I'm just better off just moving past it and just forgetting about it then, and just to hope that things will be fine. I mean, these guys did take damage this time, which is, I guess, kind of strange that they would take damage now, but these guys up north didn't take it? I have no real clue why that supposedly is. Let's at least, you can still move. Let's get this fighter to cover for most of these. Although we do have the anti-aircraft gun to help out in that region as well. You can move 1 hex forward. Discovering mines. Okay, let's end the turn. And we'll see what happens here. So they're moving up. They got surprised. Fighter got mostly destroyed. Oh wow, I didn't cover for those guys. Why did I not do that? But it seems like I got pretty lucky. Anyhow. Armored train attacking here. No damage on both hits. Okay, I definitely need to get out of there then. Well, alright. Took a lot less damage than I expected there. Either way, I want to thank you for watching this episode. Do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. And I will see you all in the next episode. So, thanks for watching, and see you all in the next one.